Hi, Black Gypsy here. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to be talking about how would people describe you? How would people describe you? So today we have two piles. For pile number one, it's going to be represented by this lion toy. And for pile number two, we have this little raccoon toy. Pile number one, pile number two. Timestamps will be in the description box below. Pick one and I'll see you at your reading. Thank you. Hi. If you chose the lion cub as pile number one, let us see how would people describe you. Okay, pile number one. How would people describe you? Before we get into our tarot cards, let us look at the oracle messages that we have for today. This oracle message says, crystal clear. This oracle message says, the breathing rose. Heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Now onto our tarot cards. The first card we have here is the Moon card. Second card here is the Queen of Cups. And the last card is the Three of Cups in reverse. So, how would people describe you? Pile number one. When I saw the tarot cards, I see that there's a lot of cups and emotions. I think the first thing how people would describe you is that you're someone that's very emotional. You're someone that's in tune with your emotions a lot. You're someone that possibly can get sensitive around people with that Three of Cups card in reverse present. The Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups is a card about like you being around people. It's a card about social events, getting to know people, creating memories pretty much. And I see it came up in reverse. Maybe you're somebody that doesn't really like to be around people. If not, you are somebody that can be around people, but you could get a little sensitive on how people would talk to you, like certain topics, if it's about you or if it's about something else. You could be someone that is a strong advocate for something, like you stand up for animals that are abused, or you're somebody that's like you have a strong passion for saving the trees or saving the planet, something like that. And when you meet people that are like don't take what you stand for seriously, or they don't take your opinion seriously, you tend to get emotional and tend to shy away. So that's the first thing I get. You could be someone that's very, very emotional. That's how people would describe you. With the Queen of Cups, you're also someone that's how people would describe you is that you're very loving. You have a lot of love to give. And not only that, but with the Queen of Cups there, you're someone that receives a lot of love. You receive a lot of support. Um, I'm picturing, like, if you ever get down or if you ever feel sad, um, people might know and they will come towards you and try to see if there's anything that they can to help you. Okay. When I'm seeing with the Breathing Rose card, you see how this lady is just holding her stomach area? And I'm also seeing the word emotions here. Again, there's something about you that's very emotional. You're very in tune on how you feel. And I think that with that crystal clear card, and I'm very drawn with this lady's blue dress, which reminds me of the water, which equates to emotions. You're somebody that you see, like, the emotions you feel, even though they may, people may not understand why you feel a certain way, but to you, that crystal clear is telling me that you follow your emotions because you know yourself. There's a strong connection to yourself. I'm seeing the moon here. Something about your intuition. People might find you to be a little bit strange too because you're so emotional. Like, they may not understand why you act certain way, you react the way you do. They may want to shy away. Not shy away, not they, but you may want to shy away from them, and they may not understand why you do it, but you understand why you do it. Because you're trying to, like, it seems like you're trying to protect yourself from getting hurt, is what I'm feeling. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab something from my truth picture, 3 cards from my truth picture, to fine tune this message a bit further. We have blue, we have tired, and we have star. Blue, tired, and star. With the blue card, I'm seeing a lot of blue happening here. There's blue here, blue here, blue here, little blue there. How people would describe you is that you look good in the color blue, or there's something that's very prominent. There's something you have, or something like your physical trait that is blue. You might have blue eyes, or you drive a blue car, something of that matter. The blue card is also a card that might make people think you're sad. I don't think you're a sad person, but sadness is also an emotion. It's an emotion. People, when I feel like when you get sad, people notice it. Like, you have maybe you have a very distinctive sad face. A sad face that make people want to feel sad for you, or feel very sympathetic to whatever it is that you're going through. That's just one thing. With the tired card, I think the tired card has to do with the 3 of Cups. There's a reason why the tired card is there. Maybe if you get tired around people, you tend to back away. You may need to back away from this social event and just, gather emotions. I'm also getting with the tired card is people might see you tired all the time. They might think you're tired. This woman looks a bit tired here. Like her face is like she's just over it here. I might even see a teardrop. I'm also getting with the tired card is people might describe you as somebody that probably gets emotionally strained quickly. Something about you is just I think what I'm also getting is that people might be tired being around you. Like they may have to be very, very sensitive to whatever it is that they have to say to you. That's just one thing. And with the star card, I was thinking about that old Britney Spears song back in the day called Lucky. I can't help but think of that lyric where she says, "She's a lucky, she's a star, but she cries, cries, cries in her lonely heart." People might think that you're lonely with that star card. You could be a lonely. I think with there's a reason why the 3 of Cups card is there. I know I said that people might get tired of you because you could be sensitive, but I'm I want to take that back because of the star card. Or maybe it could fit. Something the star card is that people might think you draw a lot of attention to yourself. Right? You draw a lot of attention to yourself with those emotions you have. Right? If something doesn't sit well with you, it might draw attention to other people. Like I can't an example would be like you know how little kids when you have a little child and they're playing and they're playing and then I don't know, there's some little argument and a child would say something to another child and it was a little mean and then the child will just go out in an outburst and start crying, or it doesn't even have to be that extent. It could be like, "Oh, I wasn't invited to a party." And then they would start crying, they will start making mean faces. I'm getting something like you draw attention to yourself towards the little things. All right, I think with the star card, people might describe you as like an attention whore. That's the word, an attention whore. Right? If something don't sit well with you, then people might say that you cause a scene. Right? You're gonna cause a scene. But and I know this pickup card is like all over the place, but I am getting that how people would describe you in summary is that you are an emotional person. You could be someone very, very sensitive. Right? People are going to be very cautious with you when you're at a gathering. They can't say anything that they want with you because they don't want to offend you in any way, shape, or form. It's funny that at the bottom of the deck we have the 6 of Wands, which is a card about attention. And I feel like people pay attention to you. It's like I'm getting like a baby. Whenever you see a baby, we do our best not to make the baby cry. Right? Because when a baby cries, what happens? It's going to be noisy. People are going to try to figure out how to calm him or her down, and it's just not fun. Right? So that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Hi, if you chose the raccoon as pile number 2, let us see, how would people describe you? How would people describe you? Before we get into our tarot cards, let us look at our oracle messages that we have for today. This one says stormy. This one says plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. Now onto our tarot cards. The first card here is we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Second card here is the King of Discs in reverse. And last but not least, we have the Strength card. So, how would people describe you, pile number 2? Immediately what I'm getting is that you are somebody that is a hard worker. When I'm seeing the King of Disc here, the King of Disc is somebody that is a CEO, that could be a CEO or a manager, but it doesn't have to be that high, but it could be somebody that built something from scratch, and now whatever he built is something that's so successful that he is in control and he's making a lot of money and could provide resources to his employees or provide resources to his family, etc., etc. Even though you are a hard worker, people will describe you, but the thing is, with that Seven of Cups, you're somebody that does everything by yourself. Seven of Cups is a card about choices, but in reverse, it's also a card about being overwhelmed. People might think that you're a workaholic, or you don't have time for yourself, and not only that, but they can see it in your face here with this Seven of Cups card. You see her face? She's just looking up and just like, how am I supposed to handle all this by myself? They might find you to be a bit stubborn with the Strength card. I can't help but think about that Greek god. Is it a Greek god? I'm not too sure, but Atlas. You know how Atlas, he carries the whole world on his shoulders? I'm imagining that right now. People might think of you as Atlas with that Strength card, because the world is big and you have somebody carrying the world on his back for almost eternity. People may describe you as someone that handles all things by yourself, and it could be very, very impressive. I'm also getting with the Strength card and the Seven of Cups that you may hide your facial expressions. I said that here with the Seven of Cups, that they might see your face like this, but for some of you that's watching this, you might have the strength to not complain about it and also control your facial expressions, like act like everything is a-okay, even though there are times it may not be okay. With that Stormy card, you're somebody that works through the storm. You don't make excuses. You don't care if it's snowing outside. You don't care if it's a tornado outside or hurricane. If you gotta go to work, you gotta go to work. Just like those people up north in New York, New Jersey, they don't let a little snow stop them. You know, if it's time to go to school, if it's time to go to work, then it's time to go to school, it's time to go to work. But in the South, like Georgia, when you have like maybe one speckle of snow on the ground, business is closed. But I don't think that's you, pile number 2. You're someone that pulls through. Another adjective, another thing that people would describe you as, is you're someone that's very grounded. I'm seeing the word grounded action. You're somebody that doesn't play about your money, about your success. your stability, right? You like to put things in order. You don't like confusion. You want to make sure things are where they're supposed to be. With that King of Disc and the Seven of Cups, you could be someone that's very, very organized, right? You're someone that's very, very organized. You're someone that's very, very stable. And people may also describe you as someone that doesn't really like to travel a lot. You could like to travel, but it needs to be planned accordingly. When I think of like the pentacle energy, it's methodical. All right, you working, and then somebody says, "Hey, do you want to go to Disney World tomorrow?" You're gonna be like, "No, because I had plans to work on my job. We can go to Disney World maybe the next 2 months or the next 3 weeks if I can fit it in my schedule." But the first things first is you are somebody that wants to make sure that you get your work done. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of like roots. These roots in her face, there's a lot of prickliness going on here. Like there's just like how do I describe it? You might have a very edgy look to you, how people would describe you. Some of you might have very, very long eyelashes, or something about your hair. Some of you might have dreadlocks. Some of you might have really, really spiky hair. If you're a guy, or women too, there's like you might have a very edgy look to yourself. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards from my truth picture so that we can fine tune this message a bit further. We have Loner. We have Warrior. We have Stupid. Loner, Warrior, and Stupid. With the Loner card, I did mention before that people might describe you as somebody that likes to handle things all by yourself. You don't mind doing all the work by yourself. You could be an entrepreneur, or you could be working at a big company and maybe you don't really like working with people and you feel like you can handle things by yourself, or you could work with people, but with that King of Discs and the Seven of Cups, you could be someone that just doesn't like to ask for help, or you try to learn things on your own. That's what I'm getting here. Also, with the King of Disc, you're somebody that scouts for opportunities on your own. You're not afraid to find new opportunities. Opportunities just come to you and you just pick and choose what's best for you. With the Warrior card, people might describe you as like a warrior. I'm thinking about the Strength card here. I'm getting something like people might describe you as someone who's very strong. There's a strong physical presence about you. There was a word that says grounded. You could be someone that's very muscular. You don't have to be muscular, but if there is like an instance where someone were to pick a fight with you, it would be hard for somebody to like knock you down because you're just so grounded. You stand where you are. There's a sturdiness to you. Like if I'm imagining like back in the day with these old cartoons, and then there's this big strong guy, and a little guy comes and he would say, "Let me at him," and then he would run, and then the big guy would just stop the little guy with a pinky, and the little guy is just throwing punches left and right, left and right, but the big guy is just like stopping the guy with his pinky on his forehead. And I don't know, I find that to be very, very amusing. But you don't have to be in a fight. That's just an example. But I'm getting that you are someone that's, people would describe you as someone who's very, very strong. And with the Stormy card and the Warrior, I'm getting that you've been through some really bad, tough times in the past. And those did not hold you back, but it made you stronger. Okay, I'm getting someone that has street smarts, right? I'm getting also that it's hard for you to trust people, which leads me to the last card, which is Stupid. People might describe you with the Stupid card as very judgmental, right? Like you may have trust issues. Like you might think all people are stupid, that they may not have the same work ethic as you. Like if anybody were to work with you, you would think the person might mess things up, and you would probably get mad at yourself for allowing that person to help you or work with you, etc., etc. All right, but that's Stupid card. So in summary, how people would describe you is that you are a very hard worker. You handle things all by yourself, or you may not ask for help, and you're someone that has a very, very strong presence. With the Warrior card and the Strength card, you could be someone physically strong, or you may have had a very, very tough life, and those experiences has made you wiser and made you more cautious on who you let in your projects, in your business, as a co-worker, someone that you can trust to work at your corporate job, etc., etc. All right. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.